every so what the hell is this a weird series is that I do like bad films. I can get a lot of fun out of bad films. It's like I do enjoy taking them apart and watching them and seeing why they don't work. There's usually something there you can watch. Well, you should never do this, but it's quite interesting to see someone did it with confidence. But as every so often you get a film and you're like, I don't know how you'd fix this beyond not making it. A few weeks ago I had Argyle, or was it last week? I talked about it. And then this week I've got Battleship, and these are films where it's like, I don't know how you fix this beyond not making it. There's nothing to be learned from this film. It's a disaster. It's like, what were they thinking? Why do you think that's a good idea ever? Now, board games and video games have become like popular bases for movies. There's a lot of bad ones. There's a lot of terrible ones. And this one came when there hadn't been many good video games or board game films. There still hasn't been that many, but there are ways to do it. There have been more good ones since this film was released. But this is only an example of what you don't do. So it's based in Battleship, the board game, where you're having to sink a battleship. And they have to go to extreme measures to have a battleship sequence from the game in this. But mainly what they do, instead of making a war movie where you're fighting against somebody and you have to find out where they are and to hit them. So you'd think that a battleship game, the logical thing you'd do was make up a World War II movie and put in fog or something and have to find a way out of, you have to win this battle, but you can't see the person, so you have to find out ways to find them and do a tense little suspense movie or something. That's what I'd think they would do with some of the Battleship if they're going to do a movie. That seems a logical thing. Like, cut off the visuals and then use sonar and things like that. No, they don't do that. They invite aliens. They make aliens that are generic. Now, this is what happens when you get directors who couldn't give a toss about the sci-fi element of the film. This happened in Cowboys and Aliens as well, where it was a cowboy movie with aliens, and Jon Favreau obviously liked the cowboy stuff and didn't give a damn about the alien stuff. He was just like, fine. And so the alien stuff was the thing brought the movie to a dead end because obviously the director didn't care about it. And in this one, it's the same way. It's like the director didn't care about the aliens, so the aliens have no consistency. All they are is basically they're basically Iron Man suits, right, with big hands, and they're creatures inside that look kind of very humanoid, but have weird things down here. And that's it. And it's like there's no imagination involved with the aliens, and they seem to have this thing where they can, if you're armed, you come out as red, so they can kill you, and if you're not armed, they don't kill you, except when they do, because the rules aren't consistent, because they attack civilians and roads and things throughout the film as well. So it's very inconsistent. I mean, I think the idea is they attack military, we don't attack other people, but they attack roads and things too. And then none of this thing feels as if it's been thought out in a way to present to the audience so you feel, oh, these are the rules. But also because of alien invaders, why would they not attack all the civilians? It feels giving them rules like that makes it confusing and makes the aliens stupid. Because they're genocidal aliens, of course they're going to attack anybody that's in their way. But having these rules of red and green just makes it weird. Because there's a section where one of the ships is going towards aliens about to attack, then they turn off and go to the side. But the aliens don't blow them up, even though it would be easy for them to blow them up. And it's like, why not just blow them up then? It's obviously a battleship. Just blow them up. There's stuff like that makes no sense tactically. It happens just for the film to work as a plot, but it doesn't really work. It just makes you think, oh, this is stupid. Why do I even bother? So the film is basically about a naval exercise is going on around Hawaii. During that time, there's a whole section around Hawaii, including Hawaii itself, is cordoned off by these aliens, and they're going to, because they want this communication device to send information home of the location of Earth so that the people can come down and attack it. Now, this is the first moron thing the film does. The film has already established that we've sent a signal out really to this location that here we are. So even in destroying that, turn that signal off, it would have already got there. So it makes no sense in the first place and try to establish communication that's already been done in the film. And I don't understand that. That's basically the mechanics of the film, where the thing they have to stop from happening has already happened in the first minute of the film. It's almost like, has the people making this film forgotten their own film early on? Apparently they have. Right. So that's the first thing. So they to get hold of these satellites, which, by the way, the satellites only come around once a day apparently to send this high beam signal out, when in fact any signal you could send through any satellite would do a job anyway. So it's like, you take control of any satellite if you're an alien with lots of technology and just turn it around and send a signal. So that's stupid as well. Also, setting up this thing is just there to have a couple of battleships in the area so they can do the battleship game thing. That's it. So you have all these American ships outside this area, and these aliens inside the area have to do the battleship thing with the American battleships. That's it. That's the setup. The dumbest setup ever to do a board game with real ships. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's again, why I said it's hard to see why this film's even produced. Apparently, it almost wasn't, but they spent so much money in development in the film that they decided it was actually cheaper to make the film than actually scrap it. Film studios, eh? So yeah, I mean, because also the alien bit, the communication craft of the aliens crashed at the beginning of the film as well for some reason. They had satellite and crashed, even though it was like, well, you just hit one little satellite. I don't think that'd crash a big alien ship. It would just be a fly in a car or something. Yeah, I mean, it's just stupid. Again, they really received this signal. It's like, the signal was already going that way. It's like, the whole thing is just stupid. Now, the human story, and I say that in inverted commas because that's not a human story. It's Tyler Kish, who for 5 minutes was the big new name in cinema as a big new movie star, and then it never happened and he got dumped. Which is a shame, because this film was not his fault. It was like one of those things where no actor could get through this film. You know, like no actor could really do this film and actually come out okay, because there's no part. There's no scenes there that make an actor look good. It's just a bunch of generic scenes that are terrible. So he had been in Wolverine film, one of the Wolverine films, and had been fine. He had been in John Carter, which is a really underrated film, which is another massive bomb. So this and Battleship come together were massive bombs that killed his movie star career. But he's fine, and he's been fine in other things since then. And it's like, so it's just like, well, it's bad luck. Yeah, bad luck. He had one good film that just was no one knew how to sell. He had one bad film that really was the fault of the director and the writers in the studio. It's directed by Peter Berg, who's done good stuff and bad stuff throughout his career as a director. I mean, it's like that thing where he's like, he's not consistent. He's made some films I thought were enjoyable, like one of the oil rig explosion. He did Patriot Day, which was about the Boston bombing. Both of them are fine. This one, he also did The Kingdom, which was fine. But he did the Will Smith superhero movie. He did this one, so he's not very good at the mega budget films. He's probably better off if you limit the budget and give him something to fight the budget a little bit and be inventive. Because here he gets lots of money thrown at him to do a big mega budget film, and it's just a bunch of effect scenes, and everything looks like Transformers. I mean, they have a design of Iron Man for the main suits, but everything else looks like Transformers movies, like big versions of the stuff from Transformers movies. Because Hasbro did Transformers and this. And it's just generic. The same composers, Transformer movies, everything's the same. And it feels like it's trying to be a Transformers movie, but it fails. So it's just like this. It's based on the movies. And it's this stupid idea at the centre. And they try and do this thing with all these veterans having like the on land thing, the having Hawaii, this thing with there's some an ex-soldier who's lost his legs, there's a prosthetic legs, him and a token love interest of the lead character and a scientist are trying to stop all these aliens from doing the signal from because they're near the satellites at the start of the film. So that thing, and it's so cheesy because it's like, oh, this guy's lost his leg, but he can still do it, but he can't act to save his life is a big problem. And it feels very much token like, see, we're hip, we're cool, we do this, and it's like the entire plot doesn't work. The guy can't act, the plot's stupid, and the only character that should be worth a damn in this situation you make it a coward, which is the scientist guy, who tells everyone before they start, do not send this signal, it's going to be a bad idea. And then when it turns out it's a bad idea, they turn him in a coward. And it's this kind of it's a very right wing film. It's like the guys who are the jocks who are capable physically are the humble civil servants, and the guys who can think a lot about who can read a book are devious Weasley cowards. Until they don't want him to be, until they want him to do something. See, even this coward could do something. And it's like, really, this is just so sad. I mean, this is the right wing version of woke, basically. Like, nobody gets to do anything because of a character who has motivation or strength. They're doing stuff because of a type, and you're appealing to a certain audience, saying, "See, this person's just like you, and it's cool, hey." And it's like, oh, come on, give me a break. And see, these scientists, they're stupid and awful. Hey! You know, and in the woke version, it would be all this sensitive scientists. Oh, he's wonderful, and these awful military guys are terrible fascists. And it's the same thing, it's just pandering. It's like, just write characters. You know, the scientist character should have been a decent character, and they try to make him look sad for no reason. And that's the film. None of the characters, they have a thing about there's two brothers, one of them dies early on, which is Alexander Skarsgård plays that character. And it's like, okay, you brought me here to die. You got an actor who's way too good for this film to die in the film. But you don't have any real character stuff for him. He's angry at his brother because his brother's a screw-up at the start of the film. His brother learns to be a screw-up, to be a leader of men, that typical cliche you've had in a million films. But you have to do it with some investment. You have to invest on being a screw up but meaning well, when in this case he's a screw up for stupid reasons. He has a fight with Asano playing a Japanese guy who's also in the manoeuvres, who you know from Vital and a bunch of other great films from Japan, who's again another actor who's completely wasted in this film, but he's an actor who picks up blockbuster parts every so often, which I'm sure pays for the films he wants to do. It's like, okay, on you go and take the money. That's fine. You're better than this. Liam Neeson shows up for what probably took a week to film, playing the guy who's in charge of the fleet with his dodgy American accent. It's like, yeah, get a guy who obviously isn't American to play the leader of the fleet. Yeah, that really works. And the whole thing of all these veterans, these old guys who aren't respected to begin the film and who get respect when they help uncouple the old battleship at the end, which can go and fight against the aliens and destroy the aliens. Yeah, that happens. The battleship that's decommissioned, they take out at the end when all the ships have been blown up to fight the aliens. There's a World War II ship, and it's like, Jesus Christ, this is so sad. And I've obviously tried to do Battlestar Galactica here, because Battlestar Galactica, the idea was Battlestar Galactica was a decommissioned ship that had to do this amazing thing to protect all the humans escaping from Cylons. But in that one, it was being decommissioned at the time. They still had all the weapons involved. It was being decommissioned when the disaster happened. So they had a few things that were ready for tours, but mostly it was still in service ship, which is an old-fashioned one. And even then, that film, it was like, this ship doesn't have much long left. It's getting battered all the time in this show, and it's 40 bits. And this one, it's like, this ship's been decommissioned for years. What the hell are you doing with this thing? It's so stupid. And if the battleship thing, and where they're doing this sonar thing, because for some reason, the aliens can't see them, they can't see the aliens, can only go by these sonar informations, even though the aliens have a big ship. You have a big ship, they're saying, oh, the aliens can't see because of the sunlight. They've got basic equipment to navigate. They can pick up a ship even if they have problems with the sunlight, if they can come from another planet. It's like, it's so stupid. It's like, the other problem with the film is it's so stupid it's boring. So you can't get that excited about anything because it's so dumb, and you're watching it and you're bored most of the time because the thing is so dumb. You can't suspend disbelief. You're just watching it. These things happen on screen, and they spent a lot of money on all these sequences, and you're like, these are not characters, these are not situations. And even at the end, they have the old guys come and decommission the ship. So you have all these old guys fighting against these aliens. And it looks so sad because they're ready to drop. And it's like, oh yeah, they can still do it. No, they can't. They're exhausted. It's a film with all those embarrassing, kind of cliches of a certain type of cinema done really badly. You know, this is like the Marvels of like the right wing culture. You know, the thing where you watch and going, this is amazingly stupid. I can't believe they're doing this. What the hell? It's that kind of film. It's so bad. This film is so bad. Not as bad as Argyle, but pretty much there. I mean, the only thing it's got going for it is the actors here are trying their best in a bad situation with no parts. There's lots of people you'll know in supporting parts. There's Rihanna turned up trying to be a tough chick, and she's okay, but she's not great, but she's okay. But again, there's no part there. It's just cliched. And it's like, how can a director do this, film this for 2 years and not start crying in the middle of the night about how bad his career has fallen? He's doing this stupid film because it's objectively stupid in so many ways. I've only covered the very basics of stupidity here. I mean, I think my brain turned off so much that there's lots of other stupid stuff that I stopped thinking about because my brain couldn't take it. There was so much dumb stuff already that my brain couldn't take anymore. So it's an appalling film. It's so bad. It's stunningly awful. Do not watch this film, is the best way I can put it. It's a low, even for blockbuster film, this is a low. This is one of those films that's like to be dreaded if someone wants to show you it. It's a sign they want to kill you. And if you do it to yourself, the 3 weeks depression you're going to have following watching the film is your fault, as I well know now. Okay, well that's me. Bye. Do not watch this film ever. Bye.